Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Report. However, I'd like to start with the S&P 500 and then work in. So with the S&P 500, we've had two counts for this, a bullish count and a bearish count. The bearish count has always been the primary count, but it does appear that it will sort of come out as the winner. But however, it needs to take out this particular low at this point here and trigger a short here. But if that does occur, then we could be looking at a move back down into these previous lows here around the 2500 area here in a 5-wave sequence. So that's obviously going to place pressure on the Asian markets and global markets. The other point for this too is that there is the Independence Day in the US on the the 4th, so this evening. So we're going to see lower volume and people closing positions out, prior to that, which we are seeing, and, just sort of lower volume on that note there. So if it's going to drop lower here, then we can expect the Asian markets to be under pressure as well for this. So the Australian market here, we've been looking for a bit of a top here in this particular sequence here. So it hasn't quite resolved itself as I wanted it to. So I just wanted to go over this. Though it's quite possible for this to move back into this space here. That's the first thing that I need to sort of say. I was sort of expecting one more top to come from this point here just to break this here. And it still may occur. Because Australia hasn't exactly been following the US as expected, as normal. So it's quite possible for this to be an A wave here, a B wave here, a C wave here, and then one more move up here. So that's on the cards as well. But we should really trade for the possibility that this can be a wave 3, 4, and 5 here, even though it hasn't made a new high here. It has made 5 waves up to this high here, so it can be countered like that. But we have to make a balanced decision, and if it does break lower, then it can be to here and then back up into that space here. But at the same time, it's got potential to drop even further in line with the US if that's going to break low on that side there. So, we need to move with that market at that point there. So with this here, we've got from this wave 4 here, we can count this as 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 5 to here, an A and a B and a C wave to here. And it doesn't look like a very nice 5-wave structure here, but it does count as 5 waves up in terms of the 1 and the 2 here, and 5 waves up for the 3 here, A, B, C for the 4th here, and 5 little waves up here. So even though it hasn't made a new high, it's possible to have this in here. If this wave 4 here was going to copy that and put this over here, and I'll just dull that out for the time being. So it's possible that that this can just have a 5-wave sequence down here, much the same length as this one here, down to here, say the 6150 area, and then move up from there. So it's possible that it can move to here and then have one more move to here, but it's also possible for it to move much further down here. So we've got an opportunity to be short here, and I think we should build into it in a small way. And we'll have to view the situation with the US and other markets at this point here. So on the 1-hour chart here, and the next one down, the original count here was wave 3 here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. I thought this could get more complicated and end up, over here, and we're kind of looking at this here, but I've definitely got 5 waves here. I've got an A and a B and a C here. Then I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So I thought I had a B wave here and going down for a C wave, but I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for a corrective wave 4, and then I can count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here. So it does count in 5 waves, it just doesn't make a new high here. So in Elliott terms, that's okay to put that like that. The other way that this could count is that, copy that, have a B wave, an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave over to here to have wave 4 here. So an A and a B and a C here for a larger B wave, and down for the C wave. So if I put that, if I move that to here, move that up to here, and then of course this needs to be, copy that and put the A wave over here. So an A and a B and a C wave back down to here. So that's as much as I know. That's that can move up to there, or we can just be coming down much further from here. But either way, it's worthwhile looking at this. The other little thing in here, though, is that this is consolidating on the 6,200 area here. It's highly likely to bounce off these numbers here, off group 2, which is 65, 72 and 80. So this 80 here is also the 61.8% retracement level from this low to this high here. So I've got this line drawn here where it comes down into this space, into these old lows here. It goes back and retests the 6,200, may come a tad higher, so watch your stops, and then move down from that area there. Also too, Thursday is known as the bear day, and then Friday and Monday is the bullish days in a bullish market, so we need to be mindful of that there as well. So whatever you do here, there could be a trend coming out of it, so that means that we need to play it, but we need to play it in a small way. So if you normally trade 10 contracts or 5 contracts, then you need to really bring that down to sort of, if you trade 5, then bring it down to 2 contracts. We're still in this space here of the 6,200 area here. So this is the number that the market's working with, and we're just trying to find an early break. So it's been vibrating across here, and it hasn't let go of it. So, this was the high swing and this was the low swing. Then we've got this one, or we've got these lows here. So they're all good here at that point. So that's there. And then even though that this is probably about the same or a tad higher, but it hasn't moved up. So yeah, really we're left with, at this point, we're left with this low here and this high here as the breaking away from this particular number here, because it's kind of like a sound wave sort of diminishing into this particular number, and we're looking for the break as always. So yeah, we're looking for an early break, and getting in early means managing the risk a bit better. So just be a bit mindful, but being short here is what we're looking at. Okay, so moving over to China. With China, we still haven't finish this sequence to the downside yet. So from wave 4 here, and I may have to come out as a higher degree here of structure. So going from, in this case, we'll go blue, green, and then the grey here, but we'll have to have an orange one here. So I may have to do that, but the count is still the same. So we've got 5 waves down for here for wave 1 and back for wave 2. So I have to call all of this the third wave here, and it may not even be complete yet. It doesn't matter because we're still on the short side here, but we still need to accommodate a 4th wave. So when you see this correction here as a wave 1 and 2, then and a strong wave 3 here, we're going to see a larger, this wave 4 should be larger than this wave 2, and we don't see that. Yes it can occur here, but it may occur lower down here as well. So there's not a lot we need to do here. We can bring our stop down to about here, and that's about all we need to do on this market. So the Hong Kong market is much the same as well here. We can see here just the same thing as well, is that if we consider this wave 1, and we should because we've got a nice 5-wave sequence here, so wave 1 and wave 2, so we have to look at all this being the third wave, of course. I thought we may have had the third wave low in here, looking for a wave 4 here. It doesn't, and we still may get it. We're sitting fine on the 28,000 here. The 8's a minor level after the major level here. So we still need to accommodate a wave 4 to come back. And the wave 4 here, should have some sort of relationship to this wave 2 here, be it a bit smaller or be it a bit larger. We don't see it there yet. It's not in place. So we're still going to see this market move lower, and it could even move much lower as well. If the US is going to move lower, then this is caught in the same trade trap, so it can move lower as well. So once again, here we can move our stop down here a little bit further through here, and if you're going to go short here, then you need this 28,000. We could have been short back up here as well, but if that doesn't occur, then we need to be short under the 28 here, so a retested resistance here. So normally we look for the bounce and then a move through and then back and down, so we need that as a catalyst there. So I can just copy, put that over there, whatever, and I'll leave that like that. And the Nikkei is triggered short here, so I've just adjusted the wave count a bit, but we had our short trade through here, so that's moved down. In terms of counting this, I'm looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then all the third wave here, so wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. There can be a retest on the 22,000 here, but we're still expecting further down. This is not completed here as such, so we're on the right side here. On the Nifty is a little bit different. I still can't get quite a grip on it. It's not displaying a very nice. This is corrective here in 3 waves. This is also showing 3 waves here as well. So I'm a little bit uncertain about this, but what we can do is that the move up through here, we can look to short. We were looking for an ABC rally there. We can take that on board. So we can go short below here. Right? You can go shorter higher up if you like as well. I'll leave that to you, but we still need a definite sort of break to the downside here, because this move here can be counted as corrective. I'm not going to go on the intraday for this because there's a few different ways it can be counted, but I've come to the resolve that low there can be taken as a short, and of course 800 up here is a long trade, but we're a long way from that, but I'll just leave it there for the time being. And if we move down, then we can either move down to the 10,300 area here, or we move back down lower towards the 10,000 and lower here. So that's why it's worth taking that short trade here and moving in from there. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.